Alright everybody, welcome to Pauper MTG with Rob and Dan coming back at you with the sweet Selesnya Beatdown deck after our 1 week hiatus. I hope you guys all enjoyed your time with Steve. Dan, how do you feel today? Do you feel good?
I feel good. We've got Steve locked up back in the basement where he belongs, and we'll let him out when we feel like it. But for now, we're taking it back.
We are taking it back temporarily. Unless, of course, all of our matches go horribly wrong and we delete all the videos, and then I leave.
Yep.
That didn't happen ever.
Nope.
But it could. Alright, Selesnya Beatdown. This has been a little bit of a pet deck of mine. We just want to play something a little bit simple, just something to chillax, hang out, play a little bit of Magic cards.
Yeah.
Which is what we do. Let's start with the lands. We got 4 copies of Evolving Wilds. You'll notice that, once again, we are using the good art. Look at how cool that art is.
That's pretty cool
it's
art.
It's a giant wave coming at these forests.
Yep.
Nice.
And, like the trees are on a mountain, I think, or something.
The trees are like, I'm like a mountain, but I don't know what I am.
Yep.
They're evolving.
We could be whatever we want.
Exactly. We have 6 copies of Forest with the cool spider set art. We got 1 single copy of Khalni Garden. It makes a 0/1 plant token, Dan. The reason we're not running many basics, as you'll notice, or non-basics rather, excuse me, are things that fetch for basics, is because we're also running 2 copies of Wildfield Borderpost, and this card is an artifact, costs 3 mana. However, you may pay 1 mana of any color and return a basic land you control to its owner's hand rather than pay its Borderpost mana cost. Got there.
Yep.
And it comes in play taps, and it adds a green or white to your mana pool. So essentially this guy acts as a green-white dual. In fact, this used to be one of the only dual lands you could play in Pauper before, what was it? The Guild Gates came out.
Yep. War changed.
A little bit of history for you there. And we'll get into why we're running this guy a little bit later.
Yep.
We got 6 copies of Plains with the Lorwyn art, my favorite. Moving on to the 1-drops, we got 6 mana elves, 4 of Avacyn's Pilgrim. This guy's not actually an elf, he's a mana human monk. But 1 green, you play him, he taps for 1 white. Gets you up to 3 mana on turn 2. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
2 copies of Llanowar Elves, just sort of redundant copies of this guy. Moving on to 2-drops, we got 4 Journey to Nowhere. The best white removal spell in the format. Dan, what do you think? Would you say this is the best white removal spell in the format?
I would say that, yes.
It's got to be close. We got 3 copies of Travel Preparations. This is one of my favorite cards. This card almost got me into a top 8 for Pro Tour Honolulu, Dan.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I undervalued this card, and I was like, shit, how am I going to build this sealed deck? So I had 3 of these things in there, I put it in there, and this card is fucking amazing. It's like, oh, I have a Grizzly Bear. Well, guess what? Now it's a 4/4. That's a lot larger than Grizzly Bear, Dan.
Yep.
That's like 2 Grizzly Bears.
Yep.
But they're taped together, so they're harder to kill. Or easier to kill.
Right.
Depending on who you ask. 4 copies of Safehold Elite. This guy is also a Grizzly Bear, but it has Persist. So, you can eat a removal spell, keeps coming back. You can use that in conjunction with Travel Preparations to return its Persist status. A little bit of technology there. Sometimes might come into play, sometimes might not.
Yeah.
This guy is just, he's a green-white 2/2, which is what we want in this deck.
Yep.
And you can also eat an edict effect, so that's all for Safehold Elite.
Yep.
4 copies of Qasali Pridemage, the best green-white Grizzly Bear in Pauper. 2/2 for 2 mana, it has Exalted, and what that is whenever a creature you control attacks alone, that creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. This creature also has tap 1 mana of any color, sacrifice him, destroy target artifact or enchantment. So it's just all-around utility, super good. Turns your Grizzly Bears into 3/3s without having to invest in enchantment or travel preparations on them. And it's just all-around, he's a good man. 4 copies of Steward of Valeron. This card was my favorite card in the Alara set. A green-white Grizzly Bear with Vigilance. And he's also a mana dude. So what you can do with this guy is, like, say you got your Qasali Pridemage in play, say you got this guy, you swing in for 3, and then on your main phase 2, he still has the ability to tap for 1 mana of the green color. Moving on. Unless you have any questions, Dan?
I don't. I think it's pretty straightforward.
Any comments? Which Grizzly Bear do you think is better?
We just can't get away from Grizzly Bears, can we?
We've built our fame on Grizzly Bears. Can't leave now.
Yep.
This guy, not quite a Grizzly Bear, slightly better, if you ask me. 2 mana, 1 white, 1 green or blue. It is a 2/1 as long as you control another multicolored permanent. Bant Sureblade has +1/+1 and first strike. So if you got your Wildfield Borderpost out, or any amount of your multicolored dudes, he's just like a 3/2 first striker, which is pretty dang good for 2 mana.
It's not bad.
A lot of decks cannot get around that guy.
No.
We also have 4 copies of Shield of the Oversoul. Dan, tell me a little bit about Shield of the Oversoul.
Well, you put this on a creature. If it's green, which it is in this deck, it's going to get +1/+1. It'll be indestructible, cannot be destroyed.
Whoa!
If it's white, it'll get +1/+1, and it'll have flying. So you can't kill it.
I can't believe they fit all that value.
And you can't block it. It's going to be a 4/4 probably in this deck that has flying and is indestructible.
Or a 5/4 with first strike.
And flying, and it's indestructible.
And you can travel prep it? Whoa.
Oh my god. And you could just pump all the value you want right into that thing.
Just make it super easy to Oblivion. Right?
Well, no one runs that.
No one's going to run that.
Absolutely
We're not worried
not.
about that. I'm unconcerned.
Exactly.
4 copies of Armadillo Cloak. The best green-white enchantment. Enchant creatures +2/+2. It has trample, and it has fake lifelink. One thing about fake lifelink is that it can stack. So if I had 2 Armadillo Cloaks on one guy, making it, say, 6/6, I would swing in for 6, and I would gain 12 life from that.
Jeez.
Also, Armadillo Cloak can be enchanted on an opponent's creature. This is probably never going to happen, but say you have an empty board and you have no cards in hand except for Armadillo Cloak, and your opponent has a Gourmet Angler, and you're like, oh shit, I'm going to die otherwise, and somehow I still hope I can win this.
Yeah.
You can Armadillo Cloak the Gourmet Angler, and of course it would be dealing you 7 damage, but then you'd be getting 7 life.
Yeah.
So, it's a thing.
It's almost like a pacifism.
Also of note, you can stick these guys on your Bant Sureblade to trigger his +1/+1 first strike ability.
Oh, wow.
So you can play that empty board, play that, boom, you got your Baneslayer Angel.
Damn.
4 copies of Centaur Healer. The best 3/3 for 3 mana in green-white. This guy's kind of like Kitchen Finks, actually.
A little bit, yeah. That's to persist.
He's a little bit tougher Kitchen Finks that doesn't persist. 3/3 for 3, comes back, you gain 3 life. 3 power is... 3/3s are very good in this format, just because your opponents are going to be running a lot of, like, for instance, we got Seagate Oracle.
Yeah.
This guy crushes through that. We got Core Skyfisher, that's a 2/3. This guy eats that. Doesn't have flying, but whatever. We're the beatdown in this deck.
Yep.
If we're not beating down, we're probably losing. And yeah, that's about it for the main deck. Dan, what do you think?
Seems pretty cool. I like, it's got synergy, it's got beats, it's got value. I don't know what's not to love.
It seems pretty good. I like it. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah.
Moving on to the sideboard, we have 4 copies of Vines of Vastwood. This thing comes in against anybody that's trying to remove all your guys, such as the mono removal fucking every deck that we play in the Just for Fun room.
Yeah, okay.
This should probably just be in the main deck.
Probably.
But at the moment, I don't know exactly what I would cut for that.
Right.
Just because all of our stuff is so good,
It's all really good.
But yeah. I don't know. Vines of Vastwood, good stuff.
Yeah.
1 green mana, target creature can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control this turn. If Vines of Vastwood is kicked, that creature gets +4/+4. A bit of attack with Vines of the Vastwood. You can side this in against Kiln Fiend. You can side this in against Freed from the Real combo. And you could actually cast this targeting your opponent's creatures.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So say they try and give your guy double strike to kill you real fast. You can be like, Vines of the Vastwood, that can't be targeted anymore by you, and it counters their spell. Comes in against Freed from the Real. This is 1 mana counter for Freed from the Real, basically.
Yeah.
And if they're going all in on Freed from the Real, then they get that countered, they're probably going to lose the game, essentially.
Yeah.
We got 2 copies of Gleeful Sabotage, 2 mana cost, sorcery speed, naturalize. It has Conspire. What that means is, as you cast a spell, you may tap 2 untapped creatures you control that share a color with it. When you do so, copy it, and you may choose a new target for the copy. So it's like double naturalize, essentially.
Right.
Speaking of double naturalize, we got Dust to Dust, 2 white, 1 general, exile 2 target artifacts. 2 copies of Prismatic Strands, prevent all damage that sources of the color of your choice would deal this turn. This works on spells as well as creatures. Prevent all damage that sources of your choice would deal this turn, and it has flashback, tap an untapped white creature you control. 3 copies of Thermokarst, this comes in against Tron decks. Destroy target land. If that land was snow land, you gain 1 life, that's never going to happen.
You never know.
2 copies of Shielding Plaques. This comes in against removal decks. 3 mana cost enchantment, counts as a multicolored permanent for Bant Sureblade. Enchant creature, when Shielding Flags enters battlefield, I get to draw a card, and it gives it hexproof.
Seems pretty good.
And that's it for the deck tech. Any closing comments, Dan?
Let's say we get the Snow-Go matchup. Do you sideboard in the Snowland? Or anti-Snowland tech?
I don't think the 1 damage to target opponent is worth it in that matchup.
Or I thought it was we gain 1 life.
Oh, was it?
I think. And that's what you said.
I might have said that. Oh, you do gain 1 life.
Okay.
Okay, so definitely not.
Okay. Just had to clear that up before we go into matches.
All right, everybody. We'll see you for match 1.